Introducing the show that brought you Duterte versus Luis Pasteur.
That child on the street died of drugs.
Sir, bullet to the head for buying paracetamol is not an overdose.
Charlie Kirk versus Wilkes Booth.
This isn't the first time I've debated on this topic. And this isn't the first time I've shot a guy. Kobe!
And Harry Truman versus Deku Uraraka.
This isn't you, Truman, Sean. You must treat others the way you want to be treated.
I'll show you treatment. Look up the sky right now.
The most mind-bending debates in history. A clash of ideologies over millennia. This is Time Trample.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Time Trample, where we bring you the greatest Gen Z debates between historical figures. Once again, I'm your host, the big JQS or Quaid. Sorry for not posting in a while, because this episode will be our most spiritual one since Gandhi versus the Antichrist. But we're here now, so on your left, we have one of the best philosophers to ever do it, a man of humility who had opened the world to many people, forever changing their lives, the author of the best-selling leisure 4.2 stars on Goodreads, Joseph Piper. Piper, how are you doing today?
It's Joseph Piper, not Piper.
I'm sorry.
Anyways, I'm feeling fine. Oh, and what is Goodreads? Is that a flute instrument you new generation kids have?
Damn, Uncle is LARPing.
Shut up, it's not your turn. And on your right, we have a man who permanently altered the brains of others, for better or for worse. The Batman of the big 2020s, the internet's anti-hero, Tung 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 Sahur!
You gotta stop glazing me for once. Anyways, it's me, the big Triple T, the one who keeps showing up in your TikTok feeds.
You know, for a Batman, you seem more like a team mascot for some baseball team.
Elite ball knowledge. Uncle, you've gotta stop. I'm crying.
Hey, please refrain from using uncle or any demeaning terms in the podcast, guys. We need to stay focused on the topic. Anyway, for this episode, we will be debating the true meaning of existence and a life well lived.
What the Sigma? There's something you funny for once. Why you bully me?
Shut up. Let us begin.
I'll start. So, Tung Tung Tung. This name is quite long. Do you have like any other name I can call you with?
You can call me the big Triple T.
Alright, big triple T, triple T. I'd like to ask, are you perhaps an animal or a human?
Ha, neither. I'm the big Triple T.
May I ask what you did today?
Well, let me see. I ate breakfast with my dear girlfriend, and after that, I went to go do my trigger warning job at a restaurant. Every once in a while, some weirdo goes to our store and tries to steal our stuff, but I use my trusty bat to shoo them away.
So you ate, you worked, and you defended your territory.
Nah, dog, I didn't just defend my territory. I showed them my alpha mindset by obliterating those chuds. There's a real difference.
Is there? The dog outside my window does the same thing. It finds food, it works in its own way, and it drives away anything that threatens what it has. Tell me, for example, when you're frying potatoes in the morning, do you ever stop and ask yourself, what is a potato?
What? It's a potato. You put it in the fryer, it comes out crispy. Just put the fries in the bag, bro.
Exactly. You see, you encountered that potato entirely within what I call your environment.
Environment?
Yes, it existed for you only as something to be fried, to be sold, to be eaten. Its entire reality, as far as you were concerned, was its usefulness.
Yeah, because that's literally my job.
But did it ever occur to you that the potato simply is? That it exists right there in your hands as a real thing in the world, completely independent of whether anyone ever fries it? That the very fact of its existence is, if you allow yourself to feel it, astonishing?
He has a good point. There is a certain meaningfulness behind objects beside just their utility.
Exactly. I'm simply asking whether you have ever looked at something, anything, not for what it does for you, but for what it is.
I mean, my huzz is pretty.
Your huzz?
My girlfriend.
Now we are getting somewhere. You said your partner is pretty.
You've got a problem with that?
No, not at all. But I want you to think about that moment. When you look at her and think she is pretty, are you thinking about what she does for you? Is she pretty because she cooks your meals or because she keeps the house? Or because she is useful to your survival in some way?
How interesting. Basically, Triple T, do you merely see your girlfriend as a utility? As a sort of worldly...
Oh, if you finish that, I will literally hit you with my bat.
Hey, no violence.
I thought not. Because in that moment, you are not looking at her as part of your environment. You are looking at her as she simply is. Her existence, independent of anything she does for you, strikes you as real and good and worth noticing. That is not the workaday world.
The workaday world? What's that? Some boomer term? I'm sorry, but my elite ball knowledge only applies to the big 2020.
It is the world as most people experience it, most of the time. Wake up, eat, work, defend, sleep, repeat. Everything encountered only in terms of its immediate use. The potato is for frying, the customer is for serving, the thief is for bonking, as you say. Reality is reduced to a checklist of practical concerns.
Okay, and that's just called being productive. That's called the Sigma grind set. You wouldn't understand.
I am not saying it is wrong to work or to eat or to protect what is yours. These things are necessary. A man needs a roof over his head, after all. But tell me, is that all you are? A creature that eats, works, and hits thieves?
I mean, when you put it like that,
If that is all, then I must return to my earlier question. What even separates you from a dog?
a dog can't work at McDonald's.
Well, maybe not yet, but a dog does everything else you described. It finds food, it defends its territory, it sleeps, it mates, although you probably don't experience any sex. If your entire existence is the workaday world, then you and the dog are, philosophically speaking, the same thing.
Oh my gosh, bro said I'm built like a dog.
He does have kind of a good point there.
Oh my god, nobody asked you, Quaid. So, what am I supposed to do then? Stop working at the big Mickey D's and become broke?
Not necessarily, because we want to live a life. And currently, the world in which we gain access to those needs is closely tied to the workaday world, involved with the supply, demand, and the optimal.
So what then? I'm supposed to just give myself up?
I suppose, you see, if one hopes to detach themselves from the workaday world, it doesn't necessarily have to materialize in a physical action or decision. For example, tell me, Triple T, what do you think is an ideal life?
I don't know.
Everything you could ever want. Why are those your goals? Do you seek some sort of freedom?
Like every other person, I seek all the pleasure and power in the world.
But why pleasure and power? Do those guarantee an ideal life? And if so, by whose basis?
That's true.
Well, you see, Triple T, you need to transcend. Those wishes are only things that are directly useful to you. You lack realization, transcendence,
Okay.
pleasure, power, wealth. These concepts are merely distractions from death. Not in the sense that you simply die. Instead, death here means the failure to realize oneself.
What?
You get it, don't you, Triple T? I can see you scratching your head with your back. You feel that your life is more than just work.
I guess so. I feel that. So, I feel that my life is more than just work, but what do I actually do about it?
That is precisely the wrong question.
Excuse me?
You asked what to do, but that's the opposite of what transcendence really is. It is not something you do, it is something that happens to you. When you stop reducing everything around you to its function.
So, it just falls on me, like some piano.
More like you become capable of being struck. Tell me, have you ever been in the middle of something completely ordinary and suddenly felt like the ground shifted beneath you? Like something was more real than it had any right to be?
Yeah, actually. Just the other day, I was walking back from my shift, and the sky was doing this thing. All orange and purple, and I just stood there like an idiot for a while.
You were not an idiot. You were, in that moment, outside of the workaday world entirely.
My gosh, the sky can't be that deep, bro.
But it is. You were not looking at the sky to predict weather, not to use your phone and do whatever, not to calculate whether you needed an umbrella. You were simply arrested by it, mesmerized by the sheer fact that it is just there.
Okay, I mean, when you put it like that, I guess it sounds kind of hard.
It is, in fact, philosophical. That is what I have been trying to tell you. The philosophical act is not what happens in lecture halls. It isn't some nerdy practice. Well, it is that, a sudden rupture in the ordinary. Why is there anything at all and not nothing?
Ah, I've heard of that before. Heidegger.
Bro really quoted the big digger.
Bro, that's not his name.
Fine, what is this thing that the Heidegger guy said? Like, did he just say why there's just some stuff?
How do you know who Heidegger is, but you cannot answer your own question?
He's got a point.
Because I heard the name the first. It's fine. I mean, the big G put it there, I suppose.
I assume you meant God, but perhaps. Notice what just happened. You felt disturbed for just a moment. That's the weight of the question dawning upon you. And then you immediately reached for an answer to make it go away. That is what most people do. The question disturbs them, so they close it as fast as possible. You say it's the big G, a scientific man says the Big Bang, and both of them go back to their day satisfied, as if the question has been handled.
And
The question is not asking how things came to exist, it is asking why everything isn't just nothing. Why is the default not nothing? No answer closes that question. It simply sits there, underneath everything, waiting.
that genuinely makes me feel weird. If there's no answer, then what's the point of asking it?
Good. That feeling is the beginning of philosophy, the start of your transcendence.
Wait,
Hell
what do I
yeah.
even need transcendence for? You just pulled that term out of nowhere.
You misunderstand. I did not pull it out of nowhere. You handed it to me yourself. The moment you stood beneath the sky and forgot to check the time, transcendence is not a tool I'm giving you access to, Triple T. It is simply the name for what already happened to you on that walk home.
So, I already did it. I already transcended.
For a moment, yes. And that is the tragedy of it. You did not hold on to it. You left it. You shook it off, picked your phone back up, and the sky went back to being just the sky. The question that opened up beneath you, why there was anything there at all, you let it close.
Okay, but how was I supposed to just keep it open? I've got a life.
You misunderstood again. Transcendence is a rupture, a tear in the workaday world that you fall through for a moment, and then the world stitches itself back up around you. You do not hold on to it by standing still longer. You hold on to it by not resorting to the big G as your explanation for it.
That sounds exhausting, not gonna lie. Like, imagine just walking around and feeling disturbed.
It feels like a disturbance at first glance, but that disturbance is what wakes you from the workaday world. There is a difference between a man who has never asked the question and a man who has asked it, answered it, and still feels its weight every time he looks at the sky. The first man is comfortable, the second man is alive.
So it's less about chasing the feeling and more about not running from the question once it shows up? Triple T, this sounds like we're disturbing the world more than ourselves.
Precisely, young man. Triple T touched the real for a moment on that walk home.
Bro really just told me I touched the sky?
Among other things, yes.
Alright, guys, before Triple T starts touching more skies on company time and starts unironically quoting random philosophers in his TikToks, let's bring this home. Peeper, core takeaway. What is your own words?
It must be remembered that although labor is a requirement, it is not the aim of life. Humans are not simply organisms who eat and work just to stay alive. There's one thing that makes them special: their ability to ponder, to find out the truth about the world.
Beautiful, well said. Triple T, after all that yip yap, has anything really changed?
Honestly, yeah. Before this podcast, I thought life was just about working hard and chasing goals, money, views, aura, whatever else. Now, I'm not too sure. Maybe it's okay to stop every once in a while.
That's surprisingly wholesome.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I'm still chasing the win.
That's okay.
But maybe while chasing my goals, I shouldn't forget to look around sometimes. Like that sunset.
That's true.
Or even the potato.
I've honestly never imagined the potato being philosophical before this.
That's character development right there, guys. But anyway, nevertheless, I think that's enough philosophy for one day.
Nah, bro, not gonna lie. I came here thinking that this old head was just yippity yapping, but he actually kind of gave bangers.
I am pleased to hear that.
W peeper in the chat! So to summarize, just don't spend your whole life grinding and studying, peeps.
Yes, W tongue in the chat, or whatever your generation's phrases are. Work is an essential element of life. However, if your whole life is dedicated to work and survival, then you will never fully experience the world around you. The fact is that human beings can marvel at something. They can raise questions and search for the truth.
So you're saying not everything has to be useful, right?
Precisely. Some things are worth experiencing simply because they are true and beautiful. Not because they earn money, not because they make you more productive, and not because they benefit you.
Meaning that if I want to watch a sunset, I don't watch it with TikTok.
I would strongly advise against it.
That's actually what he means by transcendence, Triple T. People are not bound to the workaday world. We can stand back from functionality and appreciate something just because it is what it is.
Exactly, Quaid.
That's a good place to wrap things up. Thank you all so much for watching another episode of Time Tremble. We hope today's discussion reminded you guys that life isn't just all about work. Sometimes the most meaningful moments come when we stop and think and see the world in a new perspective.
To philosophize is to discover that there's always more than meat.
Basically, guys, touch grass and keep touching that grass.
And actually look at it this time.